Hey, what's up everybody? In today's video, I'm gonna show you guys my Czechoslovakian army loadout. Um, that is a loadout that I've been going through, quite a bit. I showed you guys a few unboxing of the items that I got, and also you saw most of the boxes from Czech Republic that I got from my friend. Now, that is almost completed. I'm not gonna complete it fully. It's just I don't have that much interest in completing it, but it's the basic look of a Czechoslovakian soldier from that era. It's like 1960s, but then some of my items are later because the earlier ones were just a bit too hard to get for me. So, I'll show you guys which items are kind of newer, like 1980s, while the rest is like 1960s, 1965, 1970s. So, let's go down with the video. Starting off with my helmet, I have the. Fuck. I think it's VZ53 helmet, I think it's called. It's a basically SSH-40 helmet, but with 3 rivets, so it's like SSH-39, but it has a better suspension inside, like the German style helms. So basically all Eastern European block type of suspension of a helmet. Very similar to the Polish one. It has... Now this is a later model, so it has the copy of the chin strap, something similar to East German one. So it has the 3-point suspension going to the 3 rivets, and that's about it about the helmet. It's in the green color, and yeah, that's just typical steel helmet. Going to my base equipment that I'm wearing is now this equipment. I'm gonna have to think a bit because I'm not sure. I don't remember that much about it. So on my belt, I have the Czechoslovakian Army issued belt. Now this is the standard issue belt, and it's been for a very long time. It has a star on the front. It's a little bit low. That's because once you're like a bit more older soldier, your belt would have just naturally gone lower and lower and lower. A lot of troops did that. It was kind of a thing where you just put your belt as low as you can. Just kind of showed, who was the new guy and who was the old guy. I have a rank, so I'm kind of the old guy with this whole set, so my belt's lower. On my right side, you guys probably left, I have a VZ58 magazine pouch. It's made out of leather. Now, the date stamp on this one is kind of earlier one, so it's like around 1970s, I think it was. But on the inside, I have VZ58 magazines. Real ones, obviously, for the set. They're in a very good condition. They were brand new when I got them. And I have 2 of them, and I got 4 more, but just not here at the moment. Sorry, my voice is a bit off. I'm kind of sick at the moment, so forgive me for that one. On the back, I have a shovel carrier with a shovel. Now, the shovel is brand new as well, Czechoslovakian. And the shovel carrier was used a bit, but that just makes it look nicer. At least personally, I think it makes it look much more nicer. Over here, you can see a pocket. There's a pocket. Czech army uniforms have pockets on the back as well, for some reason. Over here, you guys can see a water bottle. Now, this is the older type of water bottle. Sorry, later type of water bottle. The only reason this is the later, not earlier, is because it has a plastic cap on the top. The early ones had a cork. The later ones have a plastic cap. So that's the only difference between those bottles. The cap is different. Over here, on this side, on my belt, I have a bayonet for the VZ58 bayonet. It's an original, obviously. And it was dated 1959. So, well, 259. So that's the year of manufacturing, 59. Still works. It's not sharp anymore, so you can't cut anyone. Now, unfortunately for this loadout, I do not have a rifle, as you guys can already see. So I can't attach this. But I'm working on getting a VZ58. But yeah, yeah, that's the bayonet. I picked one of the nicer condition ones. So yeah, there we go. That's the bayonet, and it's in the bayonet frog, which is a very weird looking frog, but whatever. I don't question Czechs. I think that's all when it comes to the equipment that's on the top. The suspenders you guys will later see a close-up of the suspenders. They're very similar to the German ones. They're basically identical. This is the earlier type because they're the leather ones. Later on, they had it made out of canvas. And then later, I think they were made out of polyester, but I'm not sure about that one. But I know they were made out of canvas later on. Those suspenders are made out of leather though, so they're the very early type, and they're exact copy of the German. Sorry about that, technical difficulties, but as I was saying, these are exact same copy of the World War II German suspenders. So yeah, they're just, the hardware is a bit different, but they're the exact same. Leather suspenders, they're shaped the same. Czechs, they just copied the German ones right away. Not the only time that they did, but yeah, whatever. On the back, I have a bread bag slash haversack. No, it's more or less a bread bag. It is a bread bag actually. And a lot of the Czech soldiers, you have two options. You can either have it slinged, like I do with my gas mask bag, or you could have it attached to your back, like I do right now. This was the more common way if you're in a battle, if you're in like in fighting. This was the more common style. You would have it slanged over there. But if you were not using the suspenders, just the belt, you would have it either hanged or it would be attached to your belt. I barely seen them use them on the belt, personally. Mostly I just seen them on their back on the suspenders. So yeah, that's the haversack right here, or the bread bag. On the side, I have the earlier type gas mask bag right here. This gas mask bag would have been slinged on this side. It's just a standard gas mask bag, the Czechoslovakian one. I don't know what manufacturing date it is at the moment, but I will probably tell you guys later if I don't forget. On the back of it, there's a sling, just to wrap it around the torso so it's more stable. Because obviously with the gas mask, it's kind of heavier. Later bags were a bit bigger, and they're meant to hold your gas mask and your chemical suit, I believe. But this one is just made for your gas mask and your respirator, so that was it. The gas mask was the typical elephant, Soviet elephant gas mask. You can see a picture right here. This one, you can see it had the respirator. It was supposed to fit in here and be put on top of your head. Later gas masks were a copy of the American gas mask, so same as Polish did, it's just different color. Going to my uniform, my basic uniform is a typical, it's the, not typical, but sorry, the Czechoslovakian army raindrop pattern. Now this type was cloned in East Germany and Poland, and I think one more country if I'm not mistaken. But this one I believe is the best type of them all. It has a micro pattern on the back, and it has the raindrops on the top, and it's green. So this one actually works quite well. Not on the far distances, but on the close distance, it does its job. Over here, I have a shirt. I have the gray Czech Army shirt. It's the standard issue Czech Army shirt. Underneath it, I have a tank top, white tank top. A lot of troops did that because the shirt is made out of wool, so it's kind of itchy. So a lot of the troops just put on the tank tops on top, underneath it. Unfortunately, I do not have the boots. So what I do have is the Czechoslovakian shoe warmers right here. They're made out of wool, and you're supposed to put them into your boots just to warm up your feet during the winter. In my trousers, I have a little pocket right here. This pocket is for your first aid pouch. Now, you have to keep your first aid pouch in your trousers. This pocket exactly. And I have it right here. An original Czechoslovakian Army, VZ 80 Czech Army first aid pouch. And that goes into your pocket right here. It fits perfectly, and that's what it was designed for. It was just for the first aid pouch right here. The trousers have nice pockets over here that are closed off with the little flaps. Something similar to later German ones. They have little reinforcements around the knees, and that's about it. There's just two pockets for your hands basically, or just to put stuff inside, because the military you're not allowed to have You're not allowed to put your hands in the pockets, so just store things basically. And one medical pouch. My rank, I think, is a lieutenant, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a yellow star. I could be wrong about that one. I don't remember. I think it was a lieutenant or like sergeant major. No, I think it was a lieutenant, yeah. So yeah, there's my lieutenant star. And I think that's about it for this uniform. Now I'm going to show you guys different parts up close. Alright, so here you guys can see the up close of the equipment. Starting off, you have that helmet. That's how it looks. The helmet. That's the inside of the helmet. The liner. Now I had to stretch out the liner just a bit so you guys can see a big gap over there, but that's about it. It's very wet on the front. It's dry, but it looks wet. That's just old sweat from the soldiers. And it's dated 56 on the bottom. Here you guys can see that haversack. These loops over here, these hooks could attach to your belt. That's the... I'll try to get into the inside of the bread bag. Sorry, not haversack again. I don't think I'll be able to do one hand, but that's the inside of it. It's very similar to the German bread bag. So yeah. Here you have the shovel. The shovel is the Czechoslovakian shovel. This shovel is brand new, as you guys can see. It's original Czechoslovakian army issue. And here you have the VZ58 pouch, more up close. Very nice. There's something writing over here. It has that nice reddish brown color to it, so it matches with the rest of my gear. The suspenders are hooked up with the belt hooks. The Czech army used belt hooks like this. Except for the mag pouch. I do have a third belt hook, and I think it's in my bread bag. But I'm not using it because this ammo pouch has a hook right here. Here's the canteen. Or the water bottle. It's just a standard one. Looks very similar to the German one. It has that cork over here, the plastic cork, which is very hard to take off with one hand, so I'm not even going to try. It has a string to hold it together, and the leather straps to keep it. On this side, you have the bayonet, as you guys can see. The Czechoslovakian Army issue bayonet. And I think the belt, there's a date stamp on it. And it's dated 1965. The jacket itself is dated, I think, oh yeah, the jacket on inside has a lot of pockets as well. So that's another plus of the jacket. It's very warm, so I don't recommend it on the summer. But it's a nice jacket. The jacket is dated 1964. This is one of the rarer jackets because it's actually in size extra large. So it's actually very nice. This is like a raincoat. Or, well, I wouldn't say a trench coat, but it's very thin. Unless you can attach a warming layer underneath it. Here's the hood that could hook up to it. Now you guys can see that the pattern is a bit different. It's a bit more darker to this one. The hood is actually matching more to this jacket than to this one, but the hat matches more to this one. That's just the batch differences. It's not the actual camo differences, it's just the batch. This one you guys can also see it kind of bleed to the other side with the ink when they were making it. So that's something cool. You guys can see the pattern on the other side. This jacket, I don't know what year it was made. I don't think it says anywhere. I think it might, but I'm not sure. It's too much to look for. But yeah, it's one of the older types as well. I know that much. So yeah, and it also has that rank star over here. Over here is the gas mask. bag. I do not have the gas mask inside. I do have a Czechoslovakian gas mask. It's just not on the inside. Yeah, that's the gas mask bag. Over here is the Czechoslovakian army hat. Now this army hat has the officer's pin on the front, and it's very large size. It's size 60, and it was made in 1984. So yeah, that's the hat. It has those ear flaps. Very, very similar to Afghanka hat. It's just made in Czechoslovakia. And I think that's it for the equipment. Yep, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.